our second news article for tonight is Universal movies, Universal monster movies, even more so. Today came the announcement that Chris McKay is set to direct the upcoming Renfield, which is focusing on, the Dracula character, the minor Dracula. I mean, it's not minor. Well, I guess it is minor, supporting Dracula character. Let's put it that way. It's not minor. There's other minor characters in there. And, we've done similar things before. Igor has gotten, a film or two based on him. It's interesting to see. Now, this is the outline. The story was proposed and outlined by Robert Kirkman from The Walking Dead, and Ryan Ridley is writing the script. Now, when we said that, there was this big discussion in the group here about Ryan Ridley. I don't know who this guy is. So, Vanessa, you had the biggest reaction. Tell us what's the big deal about Ryan Ridley doing the script for?
Well, I just happen to have like a very personal relationship with Ryan Ridley. Most people would know him as a writer for Rick and Morty, but he's in this group of friends with Dan Harmon and all these guys, and he's just someone that's always been around. So any property that Rob Schraub or Dan Harmon is working on, you'll see Ryan Ridley in, and you'll see Ryan Ridley working on. And he is just this hilarious, what one would consider throwaway comedian. So to me, it was fantastic that someone that I would think, is just going to be a background writer or is going to pop up here and there and things, and someone that I know as through this parasocial relationship of this group of friends that I have through Dan Harmon and his crew. But for him to be writing the script for a movie like this, which is also outside of that whole comedic wheelhouse, is just so interesting to me, and I'm fascinated to see like what is going to come out of it, because honestly, you can usually see a writer and peg them as what they're going to do, but I have no idea how this is going to turn out. You can think of the cynicism in Rick and Morty, like how much of that is he going to bring over to this, and how is that going to play out? This is a story of seeing Dr. Frankenstein through Renfield's eyes, and I don't know, I'm just like too nerdy about it.
Yeah, is the Frankenstein monster going to be involved? Is he going to chase him?
Right.
All right. Of course, the big deal is Chris McKay directing this. That's the announcement for today. He's doing to Tomorrow War, which is a movie coming out this summer. It's supposed to have come out before with Chris Pratt in it, and we don't know terribly much about it other than it's coming out. And I think it's going to one of the streaming services, as the COVID has changed everything in the past year. But he's also, Christopher G. Moore shared with me that he's the Lego Batman movies. What does that mean? It sounds like this is going to be a funny movie.
A comedy writer, yeah, and then somebody who's directing.
Well, and I think
Lego Batman.
That's what I'd like to know is like, what exactly is their approach to this? I mean, because you have the director, who's worked in sort of a genre type movie with the superhero stuff, but at the same time, it's more comedic and making fun of stuff. And then you have, this writer who's, he's dealt in a lot of different genre stuff. He's written some stuff for that new Invincible show that's on Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
That's blowing up.
Which is, it still has an element.
Another Kirkman property.
Yeah, which actually, if you check it out, it's really good. It's it almost has a little bit of The Boys in it as well, because it definitely has a comedic approach to it. So with these two voices coming into this, it kind of makes it seem like they might have a comedy approach. So I don't know, that could go great or could go badly. And so that kind of worries me. I mean, they've done some really great things with like Rick and Morty.
Because this is like canon Universal monsters, right?
Yeah, so
I
don't know if this is gonna be like pulling a DC where it's like it's not connected.
Yeah,
it's its own little story, or is it supposed to be one of those things where they go back to trying to connect this sort of the dark universe stuff like they did before? So I don't know. I'm kind of torn. I mean, I'm kind of intrigued because because of what it's about, but at the same time, it's like it's kind of hard to do those secondary characters where it's sort of secondary to all the stuff that you usually care more about. Because Renfield's usually just an annoying piece of shit most of the time. He's just like, let me eat a bug and let me help my master. And it's like, I don't know if we really want to follow this guy around unless they make him just like extremely interesting. Like maybe it's like a normal person who just like,
Yeah.
kind of like Nicolas Cage, like, where he just slowly goes crazy. I mean, that might be kind of fun just to watch this transformation of maybe some kind of normal character. But I don't know. I think sometimes when you go off, when you fall within the shadow of the bigger characters like Dracula, it becomes less interesting. So you really have to amp up the craziness. So I don't know. I'm interested, intrigued to say, because there's a lot of talented people involved, but I don't know.
What is it going to be?
Yeah, unless you have Abbott and Costello involved.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe Jim Carrey. Maybe Jim Carrey be cast as Renfield.
They need to go back and do what they wanted to do previously, where they talked about Cheech and Chong supposedly involved with our stuff. Yeah, get some comedic people involved with it. We deserve to have our version of Abbott and Costello today.
Well, I got to talk to Dave about this because Dave is like me, a Universal Monster fan. Love the classic Universal Monsters, and have been kind of, I mean, it's kind of hit me where it hurts when we haven't gotten, our monster movies away. I mean, Invisible Man was refreshing and was so good, but the films before that,
forget them.
Yeah, the Wolfman one from 2010. I'm curious to revisit now. But the Dracula Lives or Dracula's Alive or whatever the hell that one was called, and then the Mummy.
I Frankenstein. Wasn't there an I Frankenstein? Yeah.
Yes. So it's been kind of messy, but now with this new group of films, we got another Wolfman movie coming with Ryan Gosling. There's a Van Helsing pick that James Wan is producing. You got Feig doing some kind of monster mash movie as well. What do you think, Dave? What do you think, Dave? I need your support here. Is this going to be good? Are we going to get our Universal movie that we want?
I think what everyone else has said is true. I don't think we have enough information to really work on now. We don't know what this is going to be. So we really kind of hard to pass any judgment. I guess we're just going to have to sit back and wait and watch now. I mean, there's only one Renfield. Dwight Fry is Renfield. That's it. Although who played him in Coppola's? Didn't Tom Waite play him in Coppola's?
Tom Waite played him in Coppola Coppola's version, which was
wow.
Yeah, that was good. So it shows that it can be done differently yet done well. So we'll see. I don't know. I mean, like Chris said, Renfield's always just been more of he pops up with his crazy eyes and goes, "I'm Woody the Spider," and so I don't know how we get a full feature length film out of that, but it's possible. We're just going to have to wait and see, Doc. You're just going to have to calm the fuck down and wait.
Oh my God! I mean, come on. The scene with Renfield coming up the steps, just cackling.
Yeah,
it's chilling. All right, so I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait for the news. I'm looking forward to all these Universal Monster movies. I want them all. Whatever they decide, even if Cheech and Chong's in there, I want it.
Yeah.
All right.